sad, but I did my best. Being a no fight for 4 years, I'm happy for my performance tonight.
They already know who's the one that signed, who's the one they want
to promote on. Yeah.
So there's a lot of times where those young fighters get away with wins that maybe should have gone the other way, or maybe a draw, but they still give them the win.
These judges are thrown in jail if they don't give it to him right now, because he won. And when I watched it, I felt he won too.
Manny Pacquiao has unleashed his frustration in a recent interview, insisting he won 8 rounds to 4 against Mario Barrios. He called the judge's verdict a robbery and said the decision makes no sense. Legendary trainer Freddie Roach stood firmly by him, agreeing that Manny had done more than enough. Roach even pushed for an immediate rematch with Barrios to erase any doubt and settle the heated controversy.
We had a great fight. Manny fought very well, and he even had a knockdown in there somewhere that didn't get counted. But I thought he won the fight 8-4. But that's the way things go, and we would like a rematch right away, for sure.
Respected trainer Robert Garcia shared a bold take on Manny Pacquiao's controversial draw with Mario Barrios. He claimed modern boxing has shifted into business over sport, where money often decides the outcome. Garcia explained that promoters protect young fighters like Barrios because they represent future profit. Meanwhile, Manny winning at age 46 doesn't provide long-term financial value, making him less of a priority for promoters.
Flavio and Eric.
Okay.
And then next weekend we got Duarte in Chicago.
Duarte's looking amazing.
Chop Top and Art Barrera in San Jacinto, and then we got like 3 guys in Texas.
Very busy.
Yeah.
So Robert, so much to talk to you about. I don't know where to start. So first of all, why did they keep robbing Manny Pacquiao? He got robbed against Bradley.
I didn't see the fight, but I heard from everybody that he got robbed.
You trust Paulie Malignaggi. He said they robbed Pacquiao.
Man, you know what?
He got robbed with Jeff
It's
Horn.
actually weird, because you see, like the way boxing is, the business is. I'm not saying promoters, because it's the same thing with the business, where you want, like when you have that one fighter that, like when you have a small young prospects that are signed to, like managers, judges and commissioners, they already know who's the one that's signed, who's the one they want
to promote on. Yeah.
So there's a lot of times where those young fighters get away with wins that maybe should have gone the other way, or maybe a draw, but they still give them the win.
This fight was razor close. Since Barrios didn't dominate clearly enough to earn a clean win, promoters couldn't justify giving him the decision. But they also weren't willing to let him lose against an older legend. That left a draw as the safest political outcome, protecting everyone's interests while leaving fans unsatisfied.
Him and Mayweather. Him and Rolly. Rolly's a big fight.
They're huge fights. And if that fight was close enough, even if Manny would have maybe been losing by a little bit, give it to Manny. Give it to Manny. So that one was weird.
He wasn't losing though.
That one was weird for them to give it a draw.
Well, the only reason I thought, which I think is crazy, was a total conspiracy, Pita. The whole world, Manny's so popular, everybody bets on Manny. And the return was great money. So if Manny wins, it's going to cost the casinos so much money. But that's a conspiracy, and I don't believe that.
The casinos made the call. It's possible.
Boxing analysts widely agreed Manny Pacquiao exceeded expectations, especially facing a younger and fresher Mario Barrios. Many noticed Barrios lacked urgency, showing little charisma or aggression throughout. Several rounds saw Barrios passive while Manny pressed the action. Experts believe that on closer review, Pacquiao should have edged key rounds, given that Barrios simply wasn't doing enough.
Thought he did. And that's like, we get into that weird territory in boxing where you start grading on a curve. That's not how boxing works. And I was like, oh, Pacquiao's doing better. He's probably winning. Oh, he won. But no, he probably didn't. And a draw is he's probably lucky to get a draw.
Yeah, as I was watching and scoring it, and I was in the live chat with people, and there was just so many rabid Pacquiao fans that were like, every time he did anything, first of all, anytime he did anything in the arena, the place went absolutely bonkers. Like it was going to tear down. He probably fought 50 to 60 seconds a round. He did not do much. He didn't need to, because Barrios didn't step on the gas pedal at all at any point. He was so listless and just kind of like ho-humming through it. So Pacquiao was able to steal moments, and he did a really good job of stealing the end of rounds and making an exclamation point. And also, we saw flashes of the Manny of old when he would have that little like the flourishing signature in the end of something. He'd make that little movement, bang, he'd pop that left hand, he'd fly out, boom, 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 boom. He'd make those little moves, he'd do the fancy feet.
The lack of energy from Barrios compared to Pacquiao's sharp output raised serious questions about the scoring. This wasn't just another fight for Manny Pacquiao. This was history in the making. A victory would have placed him alongside George Foreman's legendary late career comeback. At 46, Manny entered as the underdog, yet stunned critics with his speed, footwork, and relentless drive. He proved his greatness once more, but that defining moment was stolen, leaving fans feeling robbed of witnessing boxing history.
Bro, you got robbed last night. And shit, I got robbed last night. We both in the same boat. Last night, Manny Pacquiao got back in the ring, fresh off retirement, and tried to take the belt from Mario Barrios. He's 46, bro. And he was putting belt to ass the whole fight. Draw is crazy. It's absurd. A draw is wild. As bad business. If Manny Pacquiao won last night, we would have witnessed history. He would have been the oldest welterweight champion ever. And coming fresh off retirement, the first Hall of Famer to come back and grab a title. He's different. Last night, Manny Pacquiao proved, bro, he 1-1. Ain't nobody like Manny Pacquiao. Pac-Man is the truth. The truth for real, for real. You can't tell me Pac-Man lost that fight. I'm not going for it. That's cooked. I'm not hearing it. 46. We got robbed, man. Simple and plain. Pac-Man deserved that fight. This draw is bad business, man.
Perhaps the most inspiring part of this fight was Manny Pacquiao's unwavering self-belief. Even at 46, he entered the ring confident, not just surviving, but truly competing. His footwork, timing, and accurate shots showed he still belongs at the elite level. Yet, the decision did not reward his effort. Many feel he earned the win, but politics and age overshadowed fairness. It's a painful reminder of how boxing sometimes fails its legends, no matter how great their performance.
The result from last night was 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao going 12 rounds and drawing against the WBC champion. And the craziest part of all of it might be that Manny Pacquiao might have been robbed. I generally think that Manny Pacquiao might have won the fight. He looked great. He looked sharp, especially for being a 46-year-old. And this is why I told you guys that Manny Pacquiao's mentality is different. His passion for boxing is unmatched. This is why he's one of the GOATs. From what we saw, we can see that he really put in a lot of work. Because in his last fight, I believe it was 5 years ago, he didn't look good. He looked slow. He looked like a 46-year-old. Well, a 40-year-old because he was 40 years old back then. But he didn't look good. But he looked great. I feel if the rematch happens against Mayweather, which would honestly be an amazing fight because they're both old now. So they don't have any excuse of being like, oh, this guy's past his prime. They're both past their prime. They're both old. But if it happens, I think Manny Pacquiao wins. Floyd Mayweather hasn't fought, and he doesn't have the same amount of passion. He fought Logan Paul and Deji, but this guy fought an actual WBC champion and looked great and could have possibly beat him. He said he's not going to stop boxing, and he honestly has no reason why to stop. Now, obviously, I don't think he's like a top 10 boxer right now, or like currently, whatever, but he can hold his own. If he went against someone like Gervonta Davis, yes, he'd get murdered, but there's a lot of fighters that he can go toe-to-toe with right now. I don't know, Fall for Sport content, we're about to hit 1,000.
Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas offered a more measured take, acknowledging the strong emotions fans carry for Manny Pacquiao. He admitted Manny fought brilliantly, and the match was very close. But according to Atlas, what many fans call a robbery might be fueled more by nostalgia and loyalty than by the fight itself. From a purely technical view, he argued the judges' call wasn't outrageous. Atlas emphasized that Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios was razor competitive and extremely tough to score. While fans truly believed Manny had done enough, Atlas reminded them emotions can cloud judgment. In boxing, he said, people often see what they hope to see. For Atlas, the judges made a logical decision based on their view inside the ring. Even if it disappointed many, the outcome reflected just how complex scoring a tactical battle can be.
To the sport, to everybody, and then your mind saying no. And then you have a low bar, like I said earlier, of expectation. Like at 46, you can't expect too much. You hope, because that's what we do. We're fans. We hope, and he's special, and he's magical. People were hoping that with Ali fought Holmes, even though it wasn't practical, even though it didn't make sense. But they were hoping that until reality crashed home. And there was other things going on. Ali had a terrible doctor who was giving him stuff that was bringing weight down, but meanwhile was causing all kinds of problems. He shouldn't even been in the ring. But again, it was false hope. It was Muhammad Ali. It was the name. It was the history. It was everything he did in the past that made us think he could beat this young tiger, this young, great heavyweight Larry Holmes. And we were wrong. It was wrong. And so we were kind of caught in between the same thing with this. Like, gee, are we going to be wrong? Or maybe this time we'll be right? What to do? When that happens and a guy gives a spectacular performance at 46, the way my son just said Manny did, and shows glimpses of the greatness, glimpses here and there. When he does that, I think that the way we're programmed as human beings, we magnify what we saw. We automatically say, he won! He won! That's it! And I want all these judges thrown in jail if they don't give it to him. Right now! Because he won. And when I watched it, I felt he won too. But then, when I got home, my son said, watch it again. And I watched it again with him. It was a very, very close fight with a lot of close rounds. I don't have a problem. You want to give it to him? Go ahead. But I don't have a problem. It was not the robbery some people were saying. There was a fight that happened that night that we'll talk about in a minute. That was a horrible robbery. It wasn't that one. It was not that one.
From the opening bell, Manny Pacquiao shocked the crowd with how sharp and aggressive he looked. Most expected him to fade quickly or fight cautiously, but instead, he went head-to-head with Mario Barrios. His timing was spot on, his counters snapped with precision, and his defense looked calculated. This wasn't just a decent showing from an aging legend. It was a masterclass from a fighter many had already counted out. The intensity and accuracy Manny displayed stunned spectators, proving once again why his name stands as one of the greatest in boxing history.
46-year-old Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios went the whole distance, bro. It's actually crazy that this man was last in his prime 10 years ago, bro. And at 46 years old, he still has it. I mean, usually when fighters come out of retirement to fight somebody younger, it is just flat out embarrassing. We all remember the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, and in all honesty, that was one of the worst fights I had ever seen. So when I heard that Mario Barrios was fighting Manny Pacquiao for the title, believe me, I did not expect this man to be out there looking like he's still in his prime. This dude is built different. I don't care. This guy is generational. Easily one of the GOATs of boxing entertainment. But unfortunately, Manny Pacquiao did not win the fight. But he also did not lose the fight because it ended up as a draw. Imagine going up against somebody that is undefeated in his prime years, in his mid-20s, and still coming out of the fight the full 12 rounds and almost winning it. I have no idea if this looks worse on Mario Barrios and that whole weight class. Or maybe Manny Pacquiao is just him.
Breaking the fight down round by round, several respected analysts agreed Manny Pacquiao should have gotten the decision. He opened strong with crisp combinations and veteran timing that landed cleanly. Throughout, he maintained a higher work rate and sharper technique. Even Mario Barrios admitted afterward that Manny's power and toughness surprised him. The controversy came down to scoring. Had one judge given Manny just a single extra round, he would have won the fight outright. That razor-thin margin only fueled the outrage surrounding the final verdict.
And then all of a sudden, Manny just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie said it. Like, he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like, you get him with a 5-punch combination, I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that point. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was right. Like, I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think it froze Barrios for all these rounds. And so he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was one more round in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8. I think 8 was a little closer, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. But all he needed was one more round. And mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, Barrios comes out in the 10th. His trainer's like, hey, man, you can't respect this guy. And it's tough because Manny pulls these tricks like where he's like trying to delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up, or he's like messing with the guy saying, "Hey, you're hitting me low," and even the ref had to be like, "Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low." But he's so charming. You just look at him and you're like, I can't get mad at him. But Barrios comes down that 10th, has some really good body work, and you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have probably leaned Pacquiao, in my mind.
For a fighter nearing his late 40s, simply lasting 12 rounds at championship pace would have been admirable. But Manny Pacquiao didn't just last, he thrived. Round after round, he looked focused, sharp, and composed. Many assumed his stamina would fail, or that Barrios' youth would overwhelm him. Instead, Manny showed elite conditioning, maintaining speed and control until final bell. His endurance silenced critics and proved he still fights at a world-class level. Afterward, backlash erupted as experts blasted the verdict, calling it unjust. They insisted Manny had clearly done enough to win, especially against a Barrios performance that lacked fire. For many, the draw robbed Pacquiao of a historic career milestone and denied boxing one of its most inspiring moments.
Come on now. Everybody say it with me. At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Robbery, my friends. Robbery. They robbed Manny Pacquiao, the 8th division world champion, 5-time lineal, should be 13-time world champion, the ambassador, the senator, the humanitarian, the greatest karaoke singer of them all, the GOAT, Manny Pacquiao. And did he show he was the GOAT last night in Las Vegas, Nevada versus Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, he fought good, but he didn't fight like a legend. He didn't fight like a great fighter. Is the reason why I believe that Manny Pacquiao and his wife, Jinky, shout out to wife Jinky, believe that he could come back into the sport of boxing, especially in the 147-pound division, because the 147-pound division is nothing special unless Manny Pacquiao was there. Manny Pacquiao was so good that these guys haven't even done nobody has done nothing significantly great outside of Bud Crawford beating Earl the True Spence. In the time that Manny Pacquiao been out, nobody has done anything significantly great. It makes guys like Manny Pacquiao want to come back to the sport of boxing and fix this garbage. Let me go back to the sport of boxing. That's what we're talking about right now in the welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao, and the footwork that he displayed yesterday. And like he said in the post-fight interview, he threw a little bit more punch, but of course he's 46 years old. But I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did. Because he can't even match up the angles with Lomachenko. Imagine the angle of Manny Pacquiao, right? Manny Pacquiao will beat Brian Norman Jr. Manny Pacquiao will already beat Mario Barrios. Who else in the 147-pound division? If somebody moves up, you know what I'd like to see? Maybe Manny Pacquiao versus Teofimo Lopez. That would be a good fight.
Now, experts are calling for reform, demanding new judging standards that truly reflect what happens in the ring. Their message is clear. Manny Pacquiao earned that victory, and the sport failed him. Cultural commentator Charleston White went even further, flatly declaring Manny beat Mario Barrios, and that no official score can erase what fans witnessed. In his words, the fight didn't need judges. It needed honesty. White argued Pacquiao controlled the pace, landed the better punches, and made Barrios hesitate throughout. For him and many others, the result is meaningless because the performance told the truth. In the eyes of the people, Manny Pacquiao was the clear and rightful winner.
Hey, they don't even know what's going on, huh?
I think Pacquiao won, but yeah, that was a great fight, though. I think he won by one. I think it was a real close fight. I think
And Youngster stuck to his game plan. He made it hard for him. Well, Pacquiao was more active. I think he landed more punches. But you know, it's hard to kind of give him the belt coming right back. So yeah. I know it will. I think this will bring Mayweather out of retirement. Yeah, I think this will bring Mayweather out of, yeah, I think it's going to bring him out of retirement. He ain't ready for Tank. Yeah, you're hearing now, he ain't ready for Tank. What about Rolling? Rolling? I think him and Rolly will make a good fight. They both throw from crazy angles, so I think that'll make for a good fight. Yeah.
No rematch though. You don't want to see a rematch with these guys.
Yeah, I like seeing a rematch.
You want to see a rematch?
Yeah, I see a rematch.
Does Manny win the rematch?
Yeah, Manny Reed's a rematch. Give him a full training session. Manny Reed's a rematch. Oh shit, I'm going with Crawford. Yeah, I'm going with Crawford. Oh, man been shot in the head, drove himself to the hospital. I can't bet against that. yeah, it's called wherewithal and resiliency, tenacity. I can't bet against that. All right, man, please. Yes, sir.
That wraps up today's video.